Yo, what is going on with everyone today? Hope you're having a fantastic day today. My name is Drew, what it do? In today's video, we're gonna be talking to you guys, or I'm gonna be talking to you guys about my main fashion influences. I got 3 of them I wanna talk to you guys about. Let's get into the video. So for those who don't know, over the course of 2020, I've really done a lot of work to increase my fashion literacy. This year was the start of my very own brand, Edward Joyner. It's a lifestyle brand that obviously has fashion elements in it. And I'm consuming and creating more fashion than I've ever done in my entire life. And I wanted to create this video for you guys to give you guys a reference point to maybe infuse different styles and influences into your own personal wardrobe. As always, these are my opinions, and when I give my opinion, doesn't mean I'm right or I'm wrong. You can actually check out, my fashion influence on my Instagram at @DrewJoyner_. It's just a place where I post a lot of fashion content. I post brand content. But other than that, I'm gonna break this video down into 3 parts, and each part is gonna kind of showcase one of the influences in which I feel like is playing a huge role in how I see the world of fashion through the lens that I see it through. All right, maybe the first and the biggest influence that comes from a Queens-based brand in New York is the brand Aime Dore. ALD for short is a brand that I've fell in love with and known about since 2018, and I just am enamored by their simplistic yet beautiful design work. In addition to their designs, I love their garmentry, like love their garmentry. Typically when you get an ALD garment, whether it's a hoodie or a sweatpant or just any type of upper echelon garment, the sleeves always fit me perfectly. I'm a size large typically, and they always lay right at my wrist. The comfort is A1. And I just love the attention to detail that they take in creating the garments that they create. ALD was first introduced to me by my friend he's from Queens. His name is Michael. I live in Colorado, so obviously how do I know about this brand? Like how did I get introduced to them? And I had a connection who knew about the brand and was a fan of the brand. And obviously ALD is growing in popularity because of their collaborations with New Balance and whatnot, which I'll talk about in a second. But I think just ALD is one of these brands that isn't a very mainstream brand, and those are the kind of influences that I'm more keen on nowadays, just because there are so many brands. I mean, I have a brand and there's a new brand being made all the time, but what ALD really does well is they tell great stories, they have great garments, and I've never really had a bad experience with the brand at any point in time. Like I said, one of the best things about ALD, or one of the strongest parts of the brand, is their collaborated efforts with New Balance. I'm gonna put some clips of the different collaborations, but these collaborations are top notch in terms of video production, in terms of storytelling. Every single one has its own kind of just specialty to it, right? Whether it be the 2019 Fall Winter or International Friendship Through Basketball, or I don't know the name of the campaign, but they were kind of they showed the 992 running through the city. Just different things of that nature. ALD does a fantastic job with their collaborative efforts with New Balance. So definitely a brand in which plays a heavy influence on my life. It's a big reason why I started Edward Joyner, which is my company, and it continues to kind of pave a path for this simplistic, minimalistic, yet just very polished aesthetic. The second influence I want to highlight is Montreal-based art studio JJJJound. Similar to ALD, they create really simplistic, minimalistic designs. Justin Saunders, obviously, if you don't know Justin Saunders, then that's the creative behind JJJJound. He does a fantastic job. But Justin Saunders is a very interesting character in terms of the content that JJJJound puts out, in terms of the whole ethos of the brand. I find it very fascinating, just because it does have so many different photo elements to the brand. It started off as just kind of a photo board or a mood board. But JJJJound is something that definitely plays influence in my life, which I'll talk about more in a second. I need some water. I can't be talking this much without water. Where's my water? Hydration is key, guys, seriously. Let me talk about JJJJound for a second. So, kind of a backstory about me. When I was growing up, I always enjoyed not always, but when I was growing up and I kind of started to care about fashion, got into fashion, wanted to look a little bit better. I think for a lot of people, actually, we started to just gravitate towards what was hot, And what was hot when I was in high school and when I was in middle school was brands like Supreme. Supreme's still pretty hot, obviously. It's just got a $2 billion buyout, but brands like Supreme, Palace, just different kind of hype beast brands of that nature, right? These brands kind of were the first, or I guess my initial kind of introduction to, the fashion industry, right? Were these streetwear brands. And as I, kind of grew up, and still am growing up and still becoming a man, I'm starting to realize that, I don't really want the Supreme pieces. I'm not a skater. And I think that, not everyone has to be a skater to enjoy Supreme, but I think the people who do skate, people who are in that kind of culture, appreciate it a little bit more than someone who's just wearing it because it's hot, right? Some might say the same thing when it comes to JJJJound now, because JJJJound's becoming really popular. But for me, as a 23-year-old, I just really think that JJJJound offers an alternative in fashion and in streetwear and street style. Similar to ALD, that's more catered to an adult moving forward, right? The simplicity, the minimalism, the craftsmanship, the types of products, all align with kind of being a grown-up, and growing up and kind of curating a different style of fashion, right? And that's one of the reasons why JJJJound is a heavy influence on me and on my wardrobe and my fashion style. I think JJJJound is similar to ALD, but it differs in its core essence. The way Saunders initially started the brand and just the story behind it, the location of it and the products that it brings and the quantity of the products, there's a lot of differences there, but there are some similarities. And that's why I think, when I was thinking about, what brand and what company should I even say JJJJound, because it's so similar to ALD. But I do think that JJJJound is ushering in a movement right now of just minimalism, simplicity, clean cut craftsmanship, and an homage to, different past and later cut and sew stitching styles. All these things are kind of a part of what we would say is, I guess popular, or I guess it's kind of trending right now. But I think, for me, I can see myself enjoying and being a JJJJound fan and a JJJJound creative disciple for years to come. The third thing I want to talk about in this video, and the third piece to my influences in this video, is, art. Now, I didn't know how to really say this, but I think we all perceive art in a different kind of way, right? What is beautiful to some might be ugly to others, and what some appreciate dearly, others may not, right? And I have a lot of art influences. Growing up, I enjoyed cartoons, I enjoyed animation. It was just something fascinating to me. I enjoyed manga and anime and things like that. And I always thought that, as I grew up, I thought those things were art, and they are art. But I think art plays just a heavy role in showcasing, beauty to the world, right? One of the things that I recently did with my brand is we just released these Winter's Peak long sleeves. I'm gonna put a picture of them, of course. And the Winter's Peak long sleeve essentially is my first attempt as an artist to create something and to graphically create something for my brand, to showcase simplicity and beauty, kind of what I'm alluding to with ALD and JJJJound, right? But my own version of it. I feel passionately about creating my own version. While I wouldn't say that my garment is directly, referenced, or isn't directly referenced from those pieces, I would say it's referenced from this artist Jean-Jacques Sampé, who is a French cartoonist and illustrator who regularly created for the New Yorker, cartoons for the New Yorker, and he embodies that simplicity as well. He's an artist, illustrator, who really plays heavy influence in creating this very succinct yet easy to understand design and graphic, right? Jean-Jacques Sampé is one of my favorite artists at the time, right now, right? One of my favorites that I'm studying. And so, if it wasn't for him, I don't think I would be able to create and appreciate and want to wear things that embody that level of simplicity. So when I say art is an influence, you have to understand that I'm saying that, the things that I see and perceive, are going to influence me. It includes, where I live, where I'm from. I'm from Colorado. you know, every time I step outside my house, I see, you know, mountains in the distance, and I always think to myself, man, that's so beautiful. I don't ever take it for granted, right? Colorado also has beautiful sunsets and beautiful nature. I bet where you're from, or if you're listening to this, you probably have similar things that make your state or country or wherever, you know, special in its own way. And so for Colorado, I take all these things and I try to just, you know, let it kind of soak in and become a part of the way and lens I see the world. And that lens is reflected in all these different aspects of my life, including fashion. And so that's why, you know, art is a very, very big influence on my wardrobe. Where I'm from is an influence on my wardrobe. And it goes without saying that, you know, the influence is played out every single day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know the lighting setup was a little bit different. I actually left my like freaking studio lights somewhere else. I just don't have them with me right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something new. If you want me to dive deeper into any of these brands or anything like that, once again, I would love to do so. Follow me on Instagram at @DrewJoyner_. You can see, you know, more my style ethos really comes to life, what I truly love to wear. When I do videos like this, I try to be comfortable. So I usually wear a hoodie and a beanie because it's cold. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some value. Let me know if it gave you some value down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about these brands, if you've heard of them, if you haven't, if you're a fan of them. I would just love to have a conversation with you, either in the comment section or in my DMs on Instagram. So, all right, you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.